So, I finally got to go see MaXXXine, the brand new film from Ty West, the trilogy ender of what has been this weird, unique horror slasher trilogy from Ty West that has kind of come out of nowhere. Of course, I'm talking about the first film that we got last year called X, and then we got Pearl, which was sort of a weird prequel to X, showing you kind of like the origins of the killer in that movie. And now we have MaXXXine, which is a very different movie from the previous two, but still continues the story of, well, MaXXXine, our main character from X, who is now living in Los Angeles trying to become the movie star that we know that she wanted to be after watching X. And she's come to LA in a time where a famous serial killer called the Night Stalker, both a real life and fictional in this film version of the serial killer, is killing people in Los Angeles and targeting people near her, other porn stars and other prostitutes who are trying to become movie stars. And she sort of gets wrapped up into this conspiracy, into this hunt, and yeah, you have a movie. And I gotta be honest, this is a film that I wasn't really looking that forward to. Why? Because unlike everybody else, I just don't exactly love X or Pearl. I think both movies are solid. I think X is a fine standalone slasher film that has that unique twist of being about porn stars shooting porn in a very different time period. It's different enough and engaging enough to create a formidable slasher film that is different from all the other ones that we get. Pearl, I also think, has a uniqueness to it. It has some feel to it, a tone to it that I enjoy. I think Mia Goth's performance in that film is something that is very commendable, but it's definitely not a movie that I love as much as just about everybody else, so I was not exactly looking super forward to this movie, although I did really like the trailers, and I love the cast here. Now that the movie's out, I really did not enjoy it that much. I have a lot of problems with this movie. This movie is so weird to me, I don't even know how to review it. This movie has such a weird tone and a weird style. It's really not a horror movie at all, and it's not exactly a thriller either, because there's nothing about this movie that is thrilling. In a weird way, it's trying to kind of be this mystery drama. A very, very thorough character study about this character, MaXXXine, and her pathway through Hollywood. It's kind of like a meta-commentary on Hollywood, while also being a meta-commentary on slasher films and all that stuff, even though it's also not really a slasher. I don't know how to genre this movie, how to put this movie into a genre, because it feels like something I've never seen before, but not in a good way. There's no intrigue in what this movie actually is, because its tone is all over the place. This movie is described as a suspenseful horror movie, and I just don't think either of those things hit here. It's not a horror movie, because it's not scary, and it's not really suspenseful, because the mystery that this film is setting up and the thriller aspects of it are both never really surprising, never satisfying, and never thrilling. Mia Goth is incredible in this film, as she usually is. She's just an incredible actress, but unfortunately she just does not have as much to work with in this movie as she had in the previous two. Not enough to really bring out her acting chops. She's trying to sell herself as this really strong, powerful, confident person who's going through this weird event in Hollywood at this point in time, and she does a well enough job at it, but it never really feels like the stakes in her life really matter that much. The things she's losing, the people she might be losing, it never feels like it really matters because the script does not give you a reason to care that much. And as she slowly starts finding success in the industry and different things, you just don't really feel the satisfaction out of it that you may have thought you would get after seeing X. This movie has a great cast, though, with Kevin Bacon, Giancarlo Esposito, Lily Collins is in this film. None of them are really used like the strongest way they could possibly be used. Like, especially Kevin Bacon is playing such an eccentric character in this film. He seems like he's having so much fun, but it just is kind of overcooked. I really don't love the way this film is shot. It's kind of dark and dreadful. It's meant to look like a film that was shot in the 80s. It's not just a film that captures the 80s, but it's meant to look like it was shot in the 80s, and I've seen other people disagree with me on this, so maybe it's just a me thing, but I thought this film was just ugly. Just did not enjoy looking at it. I like the direction. Ty West is a very interesting director, and there's a lot of very cool camera shots, a lot of very cool choices on how the camera moves through scenes and how certain scenes are shot and edited together. I really like the actual artistry of filmmaking that went into this one, as I could find some of that in pretty much every movie ever, but this film has a lot of cool, unique stuff. Ty West knows what he's doing. But just the script here is not that interesting. I think the trailer kind of brings more intrigue to this mystery of the Night Stalker and Mia Goth being hunted down, MaXXXine being hunted down. I feel like the trailer brings more intrigue and suspense to that kind of concept than the actual film does. I never cared while watching this who the Night Stalker was and why they're targeting Mia Goth and the people around her. I never cared about the actual mystery or the kills or the terror here. And there's times where there are teases that something could be cooler. This film, in one sequence, kind of had a weird Poughkeepsie Tapes vibe that I really dug. I thought, that's creepy. That could work really well here. There's another point where I thought it had a weird Eyes Wide Shut sort of feel, but it never leans enough into any of those vibes or those tones to truly become anything remarkable. Instead, it's just kind of boring, which I think is the worst thing a film could be. If you're gonna be bad, at least be so bad that it's funny, like Madame Web. This film, to me, was just boring. I just did not enjoy sitting there watching it. I was bored waiting for it to end, and eventually it did. You get the twist, you get the ending, and I felt super unsatisfied by it. I'm just gonna be honest. So this is a movie where I can appreciate a lot. I can appreciate the direction. I can appreciate the actors who all come doing their best. Mia Goth, who just continues to be tremendous. But to me, this is a stinker. It's just my least favorite of this trilogy. It's probably my least favorite film from Ty West, and it's one of my least favorite films of the year. I just did not enjoy this one at all. I'm gonna give MaXXXine a 1.5 out of 5. I just very disappointed by this. I don't know. Let me know what you thought of it down below. Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I missed something here. I don't know. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe for more. I post every single day, so please turn on notifications, all that jazz. I'll see you in the next one.